by foster farms.
We haven't. We're
they
still
kill
fighting.
chickens. That's wrong. Okay, they don't think chickens are important, right?
We don't even have lobbying to the point where it was in the early 2000s. We're still fighting to just get back to that point.
Oh, yeah.
We're still fighting to just overturn Citizens United. We're going to get there,
behind.
but we are so far behind, and we're just trying to backtrack at this point. So it is a long road. And, I used to live in Nashville, Tennessee, which is where the NRA convention is held every year. And they're, when I say that they are a terrorist group, I'm talking the people at the top with the power that dictate this stuff. There's a lot of people that are just born into these traditions, and they just passively accept it, and they don't realize what's really going on. I'm not trying to give them a pass.
Right. No. But here's the thing, though, is that you can support Second Amendment rights, and you can support rational, reasonable gun ownership with rational, reasonable legislation surrounding it
Dr.
without
David Robinson.
being a member of the NRA.
Yeah.
The NRA, I remember when I was growing up, they were just the guys who, supported guns. And they have evolved fully into gun nuts.
Which was created so black folks could protect themselves.
Yeah,
that's where NRA came from, because the Ku Klux Klan at the time were attacking. They said, "Hey, we need to find a way to where blacks could bear arms to protect themselves." Which came out of that was the NRA.
But what it's become is removed from that. That's like Republicans who Lincoln was a Republican.
Exactly.
Or
it's that same argument.
What's her name, Margaret Sanger, the founder of Republic. Well, she was into eugenics. It's like. And Hitler liked puppies, but that's not the part of his lifetime and his career that we really focus on, because that didn't really come into play in the whole Nazi thing. What the NRA started as and what Planned Parenthood started as, or what the beliefs of their founders don't really play into what those organizations are now.
Well, Walmart started as a great five and dime. It did. It was a great 5 and 9. Sam Walton was a great guy. It's what happens after with the family or with other roots into greediness.
Evangelical Christianity started out as a bunch of anti-war hippies.
And there's still a lot.
Changes.
There's still a lot wrong.
They're not affiliated with that, though.
No,
they're not affiliated with that.
There's still a lot, though. There are a lot of Catholics and a lot of Christians who are they're really right on people.
Well,
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
And that's why I'm saying we have to unite all those people. Like, I think we can. That's only when I feel hopeful, because other times it's just over. You know what I'm saying? Like, drop the bomb on us. Just saying, don't drop anything on me. I'm oppressed enough.
It is bound to happen. Hey, that sound has nothing to do with it, but it is a great.
I like that sound. We should give prizes out.
Okay, we need prizes. So if you'd like to sponsor the show and donate prizes for us to give out, maybe we'll do that. But for the meanwhile, it is time to check in with an update from our pal up north in the Bay Area. You may know him better as 5-time Emmy nominee and wonderful comedian Will Durst. How's it going, Will? Hey.
Hey, guys. Will Durst here with a few choice words, and this time I guarantee they're going to be uplifting. Some nice folk have been kind enough to take time from their busy schedule to provide me with a faint whiff of feedback. And oh, by the way, moron is spelled with 2 O's, idiot doesn't have an E, and using all caps is, frankly, considered rude. It seems a tiny segment of my adoring audience is of the opinion that this hard-hitting, investigative journalistic feature needs to be more positive as concerns our beloved President, Donald J. Trump. Apparently, my recent musings have been viewed as skewing towards the strident and focused on the negative. It should be pointed out that my job description entails mocking and scoffing and taunting no matter the partisan nature of the White House occupant. And everything should be fair game, including but not limited to policies, physical features, and administrative behaviors such as mendacity, stupidity, duplicity, chicanery, hypocrisy, humidity, treachery, and treason. For those of you who feel there has been a bias on my part, please accept my heartfelt apologies and allow me to calm these troubled waters by digging up a few of the affirmative aspects of living in America during the time of Trump. The next president won't have to worry about living up to an impossibly high standard. The phrase witch hunt has re-entered popular usage. The president has done for political comedy what legalized marijuana did for Cheetos. Washington, D.C. legal industry specializing in political criminal defense is experiencing a growth spurt. Both Democrats and Republicans are united in their disdain for James Comey. Russian language schools are swamped. And finally, the sales of maple leaf patches to be sewn onto backpacks when traveling overseas have skyrocketed. For Let's Be Treasonable, I'm Will Durst.
Thank you very much, Will. I think Will brings up some interesting points there. And I hesitate to resort to calling people snowflakes, but it seems like the people that have spent the last 8 years plus calling liberals snowflakes get all of a sudden very, very sensitive when people are talking about the bad things their guy is doing. And Will was saying, and I've had this from conservative comedians, and on the previous incarnation of the show, The Cause Effect, when I used to do the Week We Were segment, conservatives complain that, well, all those jokes are from the liberal side. Why don't you ever do stuff from the conservative side? And I didn't hear any of these people complaining about the fact that a network that called itself fair and balanced was hardly fair and definitely imbalanced.
Well, they're dropping that slogan, David.
Well, right.
They're dropping that slogan because they could not find the right snare and hi-hat combination. They were like, we can't get the right sound effect. We got to just drop this. So there we go.
We have
There's
another
my
winner.
Snare and hi-hat combination.
There you go.
That's the Ron Placone rim shot right
There
there.
you go. That works.
But speaking of the Fox News Network, and I really hope their new slogan is going to be, really, you guys still buying this shit?
That would be a good rate one.
We were talking about unhinged people who support shooters, and this I just want to touch on this briefly. There's so much more stuff to talk about, but one of the big topics in the news.
Wait, do we have to leave Will's thing already? I had some thoughts on
I
that.
had some thoughts on that
I think we
also.
all had thoughts on that.
Yeah.
Well, then let's
Can we
talk some more about
rewind?
it. Sure. Where do you want me to start? Oh, no,
not on his actual
not
segment,
physically
but like,
rewind.
no,
absolutely.
I love this idea that, I mean, and you mentioned conservative comedians, which I'm always blown away that
Are there
that is
any
an
really,
actual.
Ron?
I
only
think
know
there
one.
are, but
there are a few.
There are two that I know.
I think they're more like politically libertarian, typically. 'Cause
Yeah.
here's the thing. I, will occasionally get emails and stuff like that and tweets of people asking me why I go on certain shows that when it's obvious I'm not 100% aligned politically with either the host or the overall nature of the show. And my response has always been the same. Like first of all, I'm a comedian first. If I only went on shows where I was 100% politically aligned with everything affiliated with the show, I would not leave my home very often.
Well,
I
was going to say, isn't that Indie
some guy was
Bohemians? Isn't that your show? or no, you're actually conflicted with the host of that one too.
oh yeah, that host is a dick. His preambles are way too long, very rambly. But no, I mean seriously, it's like one of those things. I mean, some guy was like, I don't think you should appear on this show because you're not blah blah blah. And I responded and I was like, dude, I'm really glad you're not my agent, man. That would really suck. Hey, this is the Bill Maher show. We think we want to have Ron on a panel. Like, he's disagreed with Bill a couple times. No, thank you. Like, wait, what? No, I'm not going to turn down that publicity,
exactly.
you idiot. Yeah. And the other thing is, I have been bashing both because I have a lot of problems with the Democratic establishment, and I'm not shy about it. And Republicans are Republicans. I mean, come on. And there's this weird idea that, and as a comedian, I will never be in the corner of power. I don't think that's what we're supposed to do.
No, I don't think
so I don't stand up for it. I mean, sometimes I've been asked to defend every single action Bernie has taken, and I'm like, I don't think that's what I'm here for or what is relevant. I like Bernie's platform. I'll stand by that platform. If you woke me up from a dead sleep and said, Ron, what do you want in the United States? I would not say a person's name and that I want them to be president or anything like that. I would say I want single payer. I want free college.
Platform.
I want the
saying.
wars to end. I want to invest that money back home. I want to cut our defense budget. I want to rebuild our infrastructure. I want a Green New Deal because our energy policy ain't working no more. It hasn't worked for years, and it's just padding the pockets of billionaires at the expense of our water. That's what I would say. Those are the policies I'm behind. I'm not here to not bash somebody depending on the letter next to their name.
I agree.
And I think that's a comedian's job. And I think, and I'm not going to go specific here, but I think there's certain areas in comedy right now at the top where they're becoming partisan pundits. And guess what? You ain't a comedian anymore when you do that.
Yeah.
You're a pundit. You're a partisan pundit, and guess what? You're a hack. And I see that going on. I'm not going to point out anything because I don't want to burn any bridges that I haven't even approached yet.
Don't be a pussy, okay? Don't be a pussy.
But,
I
just don't want to go into specifics right now because it's just
troublemaker.
I don't want to
Troublemaker.
dilute the water too much. But no, it's not comedy. It really isn't. That's why you want to transition into Fox News here. Why did the Fox News half-hour comedy hour not work? Besides the fact that the jokes were terrible and Ann Coulter is likable as a hemorrhoid, is because
don't give her that much credit. I like hemorrhoids better.
Yeah, you can. I can deal with hemorrhoids.
I can deal with a hemorrhoid. They don't look that bad.
They look like her Adam's apple. Anyway.
Oh, God.
But no,
I think she could use some preparation aids to try and reduce the swelling on that.
It was comedy for Goliath. That what it was. It was like comedy for the powerful. It was punching down.
It was the bully hour.
Punch down. You can't punch down and you can't punch left. And if you do that, you're in the wrong place. You're doing the wrong thing.
But
you're misdirected.
I think, this certainly isn't indicative of all liberals, but I think more liberals are willing to call the Democratic Party on bullshit when it happens than conservatives are to call the Republicans.
That's true.
And even more so under the current president, when it's obvious that the emperor has no clothes, all of a sudden, there are definitely people who are talking about his magnificent outfits, but there are some who, let's just not talk about fashion anymore. You have to recognize, it's if you truly, and not just Fox News, but all conservatives, if you truly want to be fair and balanced, you can't give your side a pass on everything and hold and this goes for liberals too, give your side a pass on everything and hold the other side accountable for every single thing. You can't do it.
It doesn't work anyway. It doesn't work. We can't only really criticize ourselves and get better. When you point at the other person, they don't have to change. They don't have to do anything. And they think you're crazy and they think we're wrong. So it doesn't matter. Can we get back to the Will Durst thing for 1 second?
Yeah.
Okay, the only thing, I want to be proud enough that when I go to Europe, I can put a USA backpack. Because when I went years ago, people were still putting Canadian flags on their backpack. That's how we are. We don't feel safe. We feel like targets out in the world, and everybody thinks we're so stupid. I'm tired of having the world think we're idiots. And that we're just the biggest bullies, why don't we need to step up and people need to know the truth about what's going on, I'm just the voice is just, I'm just screaming into like an
the void.
It's an empty void but hey, I'll be the last voice talking then, I'm not going to give up. So
you don't want to be a part of the bullies?
I don't. I want to bring the love, Tymon. You know that.
Oh, you want to be the
love. I want
doctor.
everybody to love. I want people to love each other.
On a brief tangent, we're going to talk more about Cuba later on in the show. But did you guys watch Trump's rally in Miami where he announced and signed an executive order about changing the Cuba policy? He was talking, and the reason I bring this up, he was talking about, I love the people down here, and he was talking about Rubio and so they love you, and it just reminded me so much of Richard Dawson in the movie The Running Man. Who loves you and who do you love? I'm not a romantic. When I saw the news story about the U.S. destroyer crashing into a cargo ship off the coast of Japan, my first thought was, well, sometimes it is better to be two ships passing in the night. So I'm not a romantic, but that's not like human love.
That's not
That's
love.
game show host love,
Right.
you know.